How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all good and well. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. There's close to 100 people here already. And if you haven't already, make sure you go into the description below and check out the STARZ League. My team play every Monday. We've already played Wretch 3-2. We've already played Western, and we've already played Professor Green. The 3 weeks of highlights are out on the channel. There's a link for every week there. Make sure you go support, leave a comment there as well. Put a king's crown for the team, put a Turkish flag to support me. Make sure you guys do that because there's another 7 weeks of football to go and some knockouts. And next week we play NSG. I say next week, that's coming Monday. We got NSG next, and then I think Big Nasty after that. So a good few games around the corner. Make sure you guys check that out because I can't lie, the editing and all that, it is proper on point. So hopefully, you guys enjoy. Let me see what the chat's saying here. Nice and early. I see Omar here. Come on, reliving the intro. How's it going, people? Welcome back to my channel. You can progress the video. I don't feel it's the same until I say it, though, Omar. It's going to be a big shock one day when I come on and just don't do an intro and just go straight into it. Maybe that'll be the day Kroenke leaves, because who gives a shit about an intro if Kroenke is finally out of here? But it is what it is. White Coaster says, big up Turkish, although this bid is positive. Most likely he ends up at Juve. We've also been linked with his teammate, your fellow countryman, Mert Muldur. What's your thoughts? Good signing? Muldur, yes, he's a young player. But my issue is we need a starting right back. Now, it would be a risk. Like I said, he's young. I think he's 21, maybe 20, maybe even 22, to be honest. But he's very early 20s. So, again, it's too soon after the Euros for me to be talking about Turkish players, but he did only play in one game, I believe, and that was at left back to cover for an injury. And yes, he can play both flanks, but he's better suited to the right. He's right-footed predominantly, even though he's decent on his left. But like I said, it's too soon after the Euros for me to be giving any of these Turkish players any credit. They hung me and the rest of the supporters out to dry during those Euros. So the less said on that, the better. Flawless. Big up Turkish. Big up you, my guy. I think this Locatelli bid is all planned. They're just getting Juventus to hurry up and pay the money by saying we're after him. I don't believe until I see it happen. And Arsenal fans, that is the best way to look at any deal. Don't believe it until you see it happen. Skullduggery, getting a standout player mid-tournament whose value could rise with more top performances in the final stages of the tournament could never be us. Too smart. 100%. As I read what you said out, I thought to myself, yeah, this club won't do that. Lo and behold, come on, I know you think like me, and it is way too smart for this club to be moving. But if it is to happen, if there is any truth to it, then it would be a surprise to me and a surprise to a lot of us more pessimistic fans with our eyes open. But we'll see what happens. I do agree with Flawless before that said, it does seem like a play from Sassuolo to get more money out of Juventus, or, maybe not more money, but get them to, push the boat out a bit further in terms of making the deal make sense for them. On the topic of make it make sense, here we are. Make it make sense, Arsenal. Locatelli in and Xhaka out would actually make a lot of sense in terms of the way we're asking them to make it make sense. Let's just see if it happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Locatelli goes over to Juve, Xhaka goes over to Roma, and then we just get, I don't even know, but not who we thought we're going to get or who we wanted to get. Or, we've gone through so many central midfielders in terms of being linked to already this summer. I'm not getting my hopes up on any single one. We all thought we're going to go in for Basuma. Instead, we went to Brighton and knocked on the door for Ben White. We all thought Neves was a next option in terms of when Xhaka highlighted his wish to go Roma. That's pretty much dead in the water. Lokanga's the only one that started and seems to be coming to an end, and that end being coming over to Arsenal Football Club. But at 21 years of age, I see him as a Guendouzi replacement, and a Guendouzi replacement essentially plays a bit part role. But we'll see, because on the flip side, I can see Partey and Lokanga starting the season for us, or Partey and El Nene with Lokanga coming in as the backup. The way Arsenal moves sometimes, do you blame me for thinking these things? Chat's moving kind of mad there. Let's see. Big up Joshua, I see you, bro. Big up Turkish, my guy, never selling out, keeping it real. I try, man. This guy's like, come on, G. Big up Turkish. Hope you and the family are doing well. All good. All good. Keeping busy, trying to get this channel back consistently again. I've done this maybe not 4th Rumour roundup of the week. which, you know, compared to the last few weeks, is probably 100% turnaround. Come on, my guy. 8 p.m. Sunday, Enfield playing fields. We're playing Prospect. So if you're about, if you're free, come through. I don't think the weather's going to be too bad. So my guy, make sure you come through. It's been a little while. If not, I'll let you know about the next week anyway. So hope you're well. See what Hamza's saying here. Hope you're good, G. Big up Turkish. What's the chances of seeing more Arsenal shirts being released than new player signings? Our club has become a business. The chances are pretty high, if you ask me. When you consider we probably released about, was it 7 shirts last season? Am I being nice? It's minimum of 7 shirts last season because we had the 3 home, away, and third. Then we had the 4-2-4 one. We had the tie-dye one. That's 5. Then we had some pastel packs. That's 6. And when we had a couple, it might even be 8, 9, to be honest. And if you compare that to the signings we made last summer, it exceeded it by probably 60%. This season, we're not signing more than 6 players. And we're going to release more than 6 shirts. I'm pretty confident of that. I'm more confident we're going to release 6 shirts than sign 6 players, which says it all. Our club has become a business. It sure has. It became a business the moment it was sold to Kroenke, or the moment Kroenke got the majority stake. That's when it became a business, more about the bottom line, profits, finances, market value, than it is about the quality on show or the fans, the customers. I don't know. I don't care if they want to see us as fans, as customers. What I care about is them caring about us. In all honesty, if they see me as a customer but cared about the customer, we wouldn't care. We are customers in their eyes. In our eyes, we're fans. But the problem is they don't care. And that's what it comes down to. Let me just scroll back up quickly. No spamming, please, people. Mods, do your thing if need be. Nana says, Juventus are making a 250 million loss. I think, yeah, that's their post-COVID loss report or something like that. I read something about it. And we've got to take advantage of these things. Now, where Arsenal are finishing 8th 2 years in a row, like Scarfuggery said, signing a promising midfielder from the Euros at a great age that's sought after by clubs in the Champions League and clubs that are onto better things this season than Arsenal Football Club would be a great coup for the club. Same way Pepe was and same way Partey was. But does those great coups mean anything when you don't do enough in a transfer window? Essentially, we was all excited about Pepe, but if you don't do enough, then if you don't make that overhaul quick enough, then it's a big problem. Big problem. Partey came in, we was all happy, but we didn't get what we needed around him. We highlighted what we needed. We showed we needed creativity by going for a war, like we've done the same this summer by going for Buendia. So Locatelli coming in, even if we do get that one over the line, which would be great business. Like I said, Xhaka going out and Locatelli coming in makes sense. You know, it's very rare the club makes sense, but that would make sense. It's not the be-all and end-all. We move on to the next target. And apply the same pressure, not giving them any leeway because they just signed a Locatelli. we can't rest on our laurels as fans in applying pressure. Even if they sign 3 top players, if they come around and sign Basuma, Locatelli in the next week, best believe we should move on to the next target. And as fans, not look at them two and say, you know what, the club deserves. No. The club don't deserve any credit yet. The club will get credit when the overhaul becomes more apparent. It picks up pace. And we've got 6-7 man going out, 6-7 man coming in. That's when I'll give credit at the end of the transfer window. I'm not giving any credit until the transfer window finishes and then we can analyze it completely. But Locatelli, it is great news. But at the same time, even the conflicting tweets from the in the knows or journalists or whatever else. I see someone just mentioned Charles Watts there. I'm gonna bring up the Charles Watts tweet, but I'm gonna bring up the first 2 tweets that kind of set the ball rolling on this subject. Fabrizio Romano started it all. He came out with a tweet last night, 10:30 p.m. UK time, and he said the Sassuolo CEO Carnevali says to Sky Sports that Arsenal have made an official bid for Locatelli. They're pushing hard to sign Manuel, and it's an important bid. We will see. Also, Juventus want Locatelli, and we've got a special relationship with them. We've got a new meeting scheduled with Juve. That was the initial tweet that set the ball rolling. That's why we're here. That's why, you know, we're all talking about it. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano is well respected. I guess he knows more than others. He doesn't know it all, but that's what he said. Then, shortly after, 11:15, Chris Wheatley tweets. Now, if you're a follower of Twitter and if you're on the app a lot, then I'm sure you've seen Chris Wheatley and Fabrizio Romano at somewhat loggerheads in the past few weeks or this transfer window. Chris Wheatley seems to be sending shots in Fabrizio Romano's direction quite a bit. Not sure why, and it's not like I pick a side. I don't care about either of them. You know, I don't see how many rumors they've got right. You know, with AFC Bella, I'll give him Partey last year. He caught me out with that one. But Chris Wheatley, Fabrizio Romano, these are journalists that are told exactly what the people telling them want to tell them. You know, they're just pawns in this big game. Transfer window agents, figures, director of football, journalists, and in the knows are just part of that big cog, big machine that create rumors that to suit certain agents and suit certain players or push another club into increasing a bid. It's all a game. And Arsenal are so fucked that we are used in that game more often than not. If you need to use a club in a game of clickbait, in a game of utilizing and manipulating the fan base to apply pressure onto another entity outside the club, then look no further than Arsenal. I just saw a tweet just before I came on here that showed that someone said, look at the comments under Locatelli's pick. Arsenal fans are outdoing Juve fans. They're out commenting Juve fans. Now, what the fuck? Like, who gives a shit? Out commenting Juve fans. So just because of a one tweet, you go on to Locatelli's latest picture, you're seeing red, white, red, white, red, white, red, white. And then on Twitter, you get people promoting it like we've won something, like we're winning the comment wars. Like, is that what's going on now? There's comment wars as well, because it's just a mess. But Chris Wheatley come out at 11:15 and he said transfer merry-go-round has officially begun. Juve have already agreed personal terms with Locatelli. And then he says from Romeo Agresti or whoever, which is pretty much Chris Wheatley just using another person's mouth to come and tweet and cause a bit more controversy off the back of the Romano tweet. That's how I see it. Sassuolo pressuring Juve to increase their offer. So I guess this is a little side shot to Romano saying, listen, it's all about putting pressure on Juve more so than any real interest from Arsenal. Xhaka linked as Juve alternative, but interest not concrete, and he wants to join Roma. So all in one tweet, Chris Wheatley is basically dismissing Fabrizio Romano's tweet by saying Juve have already agreed personal terms with Locatelli. He's saying Sassuolo are pressuring Juve to make the offer. But at the end, he's saying himself, without adding anyone else, that Juve have looked at Xhaka as an alternative. So what's going on, Chris? Like, are you saying that what Fabrizio Romano is saying is wrong, misguided? Because the first two comments on that tweet show me that, but then your third one highlights that Juve have actually shown some interest in Xhaka. So maybe there is some truth in the arse. It's hard to make out when they're going through personal feuds. That's why I just tend to take it all with a pinch of salt. I see a lot of questions coming in. Let me see what's going on. It's your birthday, Majib, yeah? Happy birthday, my bro. Happy birthday, man. Big supporter of the channel from early as well. One of the first names I remember from Instagram and YouTube, subscribers, followers, supporters, however you want to see it. Love for the love as always, Majib, and happy birthday. I hope you family are all well, and I hope you can enjoy. You know, I hope you can enjoy. So all health and wealth and happiness for the future. Happy birthday, my guy. Turkish, that's embarrassing. I assume you mean the out commenting Juve fans. That's how it was put in the tweet, out commenting. Justin says, Turkish, can I ask, what would be a good end to the season in your opinion? What position would make you think that the club is pushing properly now? Fourth. Fourth would be a good end. You've asked good end, not great. You've asked good. And a good end is fourth. But finishing fourth will be deemed as great from the majority of fans because we've been starved for so long. But we've just got to understand that we can't now act as if fourth is great. It's only good because all those years of fourth and top four that we ended up getting frustrated with, you know, turning on Wenger for and so on, we can't forget that. We can't forget that they failed to build on a side already in the top four year on year on year, with credit in the bank in terms of at least some history, some reputation, and some a lack of the nonsense we've done in the last 5 years. Now If you're asking me what would be a good end, fourth. A great end would be like a title challenge. That's a great end for me. But a good end right now is fourth. And then next summer is as important as this one, because it's not going to take one summer to do it. It's not going to take two. It's going to take every single summer. You're in charge of this business. It's as important as the last one. It's as important as the one before that. Every transfer window is important. You can't rest on your laurels. Arteta even said that, I think it was in January sometime, that the club have moved too slow at times. And in this modern day game of football, you need to keep on your competition's next, in a sense. You've got to keep up the pace. If you win a league, it doesn't mean rest. It means continue, build upon it. You know, look at Liverpool and the way they've conducted business after Champions League and Premier League. I don't think they've done enough for the clout and the money that brings in. Hence why they've fallen off a bit. Yes, injuries play a part, but in all honesty, you know, we're looking into this season coming and Liverpool will be part of the top four, but will they be in for a title challenge? I'm not too sure. They haven't done enough for me yet. But this comes down to ownership again, because when Man City win a league, or when Chelsea win a league, or when United win a league, they're not really resting. Well, United take rests, but it's a shame that they're done with Sancho now, and it looks like Varane is next in. That's a big shame, because it's yet again, as much as I get onto United saying they're a mess like we are, they tried to get out of the mess. And this is another example of them trying to, you know, rewrite some of the wrongs they've done in the past. Yes, you can say they're giving Sancho a wage he doesn't deserve, is too much and it's at too young and whatnot. But when you're in a position where you haven't won the league title for 8 years or 16 years or 17 years, where we are, you don't have as much clout to play with. You have clout in money, but not so much in terms of, you know, offering a player a chance to win. So United have had to take that hit financially in terms of offering players more wages. Yes, it's been silly at times, and even this Sancho one, I'd argue that the wages are silly, but, you know, at his age, tying him down to a 5-year deal, I get it. I understand. And it's a player they've wanted from last summer. So I hope it doesn't work out. But at the same time, you know, how many times can it not work out? They've gone through Di Maria, Falcao, Depay. They bought Pogba for 90, Maguire for 80, and none of this has got them any closer to the league title. Maybe by position, finishing second in the league, but in reality, they're no closer to the league title. That gives me faith that they're not back, but we'll see. We will see. Let me get some more comments in before I continue with Charles Watt's tweet. Agreed, fourth is good, third is better. 100%. 100%. Respect Turkish. Are you boys in for Alexander Isak? I've heard we are. I don't know what sources they've come from. When I say I heard, it's other Arsenal fans, you know, talking about it. But I can't say for sure whether we are or not. In my honest opinion, I doubt it. With the figures floating around, I doubt we would spend that on striker position without bringing in at least 2 midfield reinforcements and a right back. But I didn't even know we was going to spend 50 on a centre-back until good old Arsenal just pull it out of their bag. So I don't know what the club's really on. I don't know what they've got planned in terms of player sales. I'm not too sure what's going on. We can only go by these so-called in the knows and journalists and the waves created off of that. But in all honesty, like I keep saying, pinch of salt until it really, you know, Tavares was meant to be official, yesterday or the day before? Was it yesterday? Well, he's still not official yet. So one step at a time. Even though I see that one coming over the line, I don't think any of us know him. When I see profiles of his and Benfica fans talk about him, they don't exactly talk about him in the best of manners, but we'll see what happens. Turkish, Ozil contract finally done. So is Messi's. Let's go grab him. Why aren't we linked with any right backs? We can't be going into a new season relying on Cedric and Chambers. We can't, but we might. How many seasons did we go on relying on Bellerin and Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Arsenal are the best when it comes to commenting on bringing in player socials. Why? We have a small club mentality. Fans need to do the most to attract players now due to owners not doing enough. Fans feel like they need to, but what they've also created is a pit of embarrassing starved nonsense. That's what they've created. I can understand trying to help, but do you think, you know, mainstream media and other outlets like In the Nose and whatnot are not looking at and thinking to themselves, look at these twats, you know, let's throw them a little bone. It doesn't even have to have any meat on it. Just throw them a bone, you know, they'll run away with that bone. You know, at least 70% of them will just go and take that bone and fight over it and debate whether it's right, wrong, whether it's enough, whether it's too much, too cheap, whether it's the right position. Just give them a bone. We're not even worried about if that bone's got meat. Surely we're more interested in the meat, not the bone. But as Arsenal fans, we're starved. We're starved. Breadcrumbs and bones. That's what we get every summer. Breadcrumbs and bones. Isak signed a new deal announced this morning. There's the answer to the Isak question. Good night. Turkish is spot on. Arsenal's being used by journalists and agents. Take every piece of news with a grain of salt until pen is taken to paper. Be skeptical. Yeah, because I've asked Fabrizio Romano this on a stream we done a few weeks ago. Do journalists play on Arsenal fans' emotions? Not United fans, not football fans, not Tottenham fans, Arsenal fans. And he said, yes, they do. Because Arsenal have a great history, a great culture, tradition, massive fan base, volatile fan base. He said it's perfect for journalists to take the piss. Now, on the flip side, he said, you know, the English journalists tend to know more than the ones that are not in England. But at the same time, he's talking about himself there. So what he did say is that journalists do take the piss. And surely if a journalist is telling you that, one that we're apparently meant to respect and listen to a bit more than the others, then surely we need to take notice and think, fuck these rumors. Fuck these rumors. But we don't. We don't. How much time are you giving Arteta's already on borrowed time. That's the issue. If Arteta goes and we win 2 games in the first 6, problems. Even with the Chelsea and Man City game, I don't care. 2 games in the first 6, like I said, it's borrowed time. This is not a new season, a new slate. This is not the first time he would have played Chelsea or Man City. This is not the first time all these players would have. You know, in fact, we've played them enough now. We've had enough, you know, time with Arteta and Arteta with the players to say that 2 wins in the first 6 would be unacceptable. Would be unacceptable. I don't care if it's 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. I don't care. So it's all borrowed time. Craig says, hi, Turkish. The Locatelli talks, I think, is just his club wants to push his transfer fee and push Juve. Juve are broke, pal. Well, yes, I agree. But if Juve are that broke, then maybe that does open the door a bit if there is interest. We might as well move on to Charles Watts' tweet right now, because someone mentioned it earlier. Charles Watts, today, he said, on Locatelli, Arsenal sources deny making any official bid. There's a feeling Sassuolo are using Arsenal's name to get Juve to offer more, which a lot of us fans did think initially anyway, like Craig just said there, that's his thoughts. But I am told Arsenal's interest in Locatelli is genuine and there has been contact between the clubs. A move hasn't been ruled out. Now, this is my problem with Arsenal Football Club, you know. We've just talked about Chris Wheatley, and in Chris Wheatley's tweet, he had 3 bullet points. The first 2 bullet points kind of contradict the third bullet point, like Juve have agreed a deal with Locatelli. Sassuolo are trying to pressure Juve by announcing this Arsenal nonsense. And then the third one is, but Juve are interested in Xhaka as a plan B alternative. Well, it's kind of contradictory. Now, with Charles Watts here, he says, Arsenal sources deny making any official bid. Yeah, there's a feeling that Sassuolo are doing this, you know, to increase the pressure on Juve. But then he goes on to say that we are interested and there has been communication with the club. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, this is why I take all of these man with a pinch of salt. Charles Watts, I don't care if he's in with the fucking club and he goes to games and he's behind closed doors with them. That's even worse if you're behind closed doors with this club, because behind closed doors is where all the fucking nonsense goes on. But I am told Arsenal's interest in Locatelli is genuine. So it goes back to your first sentence. Why hasn't an official bid been made? If you're interested, bid. Because the only other club that are interested in him apparently don't have the money for him. So what? Like, this is what I mean. 2 plus 2 should equals 4, but Arsenal failed to make it make sense, and that's why these journalists are all here just in one tweet contradicting themselves or contradicting what's happening at the club. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Big up Latte Firm. Come on. Hope you guys are good. Well done on your channel as well. It's looking proper good guests on there. I've watched a couple of videos already, so keep up the good work. I'm sure we'll do some stuff in the season to come anyway. Turkish, much love back. Loving the content. On Locatelli, I just can't see him joining an English team, and that's another debate I've had today. Italians like to stay in Italy too. Exactly that. That was the exact debate I had in terms of we looked at how many Italians do come over, and then we looked at the success rate of Italian players coming over to the league, and it doesn't really bode well or great. But I tend to think that if Juventus do push that boat out a bit further, they'll get the deal done. Because if Locatelli is rumored to have agreed personal terms, if that is his preference, then it pretty much says it all. Juventus are not in the greatest of positions. They had their worst season in a long time last season, but they're still in a better position than Arsenal Football Club. So staying in Italy, not only staying in Italy, but playing for a club that's in a better position than Arsenal Football Club, it makes sense. And Juventus, more often than not, and I say this maybe not taking into consideration the last 2 summer windows, but more often than not, Juventus do things that make sense in the transfer window. They utilize, the free transfers. They have a good wage structure. Well, until Ronaldo came in, they had a good wage structure. Obviously, COVID fucked all of that up. And now they're in a bad financial position off the back of some massive player acquisitions and then a lack of fans entering the stadium. We need to take advantage. I look at Juventus's team and think if they need money, maybe Arsenal can take someone from them. I haven't really picked out a player. But all in all, I agree with you, my guy, that Italian players tend to stay in Italy. So fingers crossed, but don't hold your breath, people, on Locatelli. Smoke, mirrors, and lies, says Alan. Nana says Arsenal have bid. They're using Arsenal so Juventus could pay more. I won't be surprised if Ronaldo gets sold. They're so broke. Pressuring a broke club to buy Locatelli is fast. Well, with Ronaldo, the market we're in now, I don't know how much they'd even get for him at the moment. I don't think they'd get an amount for Ronaldo that helps pay off some of the debt that they're rumored to have and also gives them funding for transfers. I think if they was to sell an asset like Ronaldo, a lot of that money would go straight onto the debt or into paying off some of that debt. Then again, I don't know how much debt they're really in. It's rumored to be 200 million plus. Who knows? Lord Guna says, Charles Watts is legit. Arsenal was interested in Messi, Ronaldo, Zlatan, Suarez, Higuain, Mbappe, and more, but we didn't bid despite the interest being genuine. Well, Messi, we asked. With Messi, we asked if he's available and got told no with Barca. Ronaldo, we were interested because Wenger's even confirmed that. But we didn't bid. That's fair. Zlatan, we offered a trial when he said he doesn't do trials. Suarez, we offered £1 over what we thought was his release clause. Higuain, we could have got over the line at least 3 years in a row, but we never did. Mbappe, dreaming. Even if there was interest in Mbappe, we're so far off an Mbappe at the moment that I can only laugh when I say his name out loud regarding Arsenal Football Club. Fabrizio said, if Juve go for Pogba, it will be a swap with Ronaldo. It was in the United Stand interview. If Juve go for Pogba, it will be a swap. Number one, United, I don't think, even though United are stupid, I don't think they're stupid enough to take Ronaldo for Pogba. But like I said, they are quite stupid too. Let me see what people are saying above, because the chat just went all the way down when I just read out that last one. Let me just go up a bit. Sorry. Mr. Arsenal podcast says, only source I trust is Fabrizio. His club is a farce, says Hendon Guna. things can turn around very quickly. If, and it's a big if right now, but if this interest in Locatelli develops and by next week, you know, by the end of next week, depending on Italy and what happens in the Euros, we get something over the line, then of course, fans, how we're feeling now, that's going to seem like a turning point, something to be hopeful about, positive about. But like I said at the beginning of this video, we've had Partey and Pepe in the last 2 years, players that we probably didn't think we were going to be able to get. And because we didn't do the adequate necessities around them, they have failed at the club so far too. Locatelli can just be another failure if we fail to adequately get a right back, get another central midfielder, get an attacking midfielder, sort out the striker situation, sort out this mess with Reiss Nelson and Eddie Nketiah and, you know, all these contracts and trying to offer an extension to Listen, I've said make it make sense a lot in the past week. Yeah. I've said make it make sense a lot in the past week. Now, if you're Reiss Nelson, how far are we in? Half an hour. Not too long. About number 15. Number 15 to go, people. 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. How can this club... Huh? Yeah. How can this club think that offering Reiss Nelson a new contract only to then send him out on loan is acceptable? How can this club think that? We've taken the piss out of Reiss Nelson enough now. It's enough now. And we want to go offer him a new contract to hold value like we've done with Mavropanos to get 5 million, like we've done with Rob Holding, that hasn't increased his value at all. You know, I don't understand. You think I'm surprised Reiss Nelson said no to the contract? Like, you think I'm surprised that Eddie Nketiah said no? And in all honesty, I'm sorry for Reiss Nelson because I don't feel like he had the chances, fair chances. With Eddie, I'm not so sorry because he had enough chances. But at the same time, where does this club think they're coming from, offering these man new contracts and telling them at the same time, here's 5-year contract, but we're going to loan you out next season and look to sell you next summer? The players want to have the power. It's just stupidity. It's just stupidity. Big up Taylor. Hope you're good, my guy. Arsenal will mess up all of their options in the midfield. The window will be shut in. We will clamour around for Basuma and get no one experienced next to Partey. It sounds like a transfer window we've seen before. Failing to get your first, second, third choice targets and then, clamouring for Basuma near the end because that's who the fans wanted at the beginning just to keep them happy. And then the fans get Basuma and then the fans make a video dancing around and all that. The season starts. We start off poorly. Comes to November, we're out of everything. Comes to January, you know, we're dead. Rewind, play, repeat. Rewind, play, repeat. Rewind, play, repeat. That's just what it is. That's the roundabout. I wonder why AFC Bell is so quiet in recent days. I think they're focusing on the Maddison deal, in my opinion. Well, AFC Bell put a lot on the line with that Maddison deal. At the same time, he was very wise with his words. You know, he didn't say we're gonna do it. He said with all transfers, you know, negotiations can be a sticking point, and he covered his back in that sense. But he doesn't tweet much, or she doesn't tweet much, or they don't tweet much, whoever it is. They're sticking by that Maddison story, and we'll see how that unfolds. Funnily enough, they stuck with the Partey one last year, and in the end, the final day of the window, Arsenal pulled it out the bag, and it gave AFC Bell a bit of a reputation, a bit of credit in the bank. And here we are now looking at the Maddison one to see if it's more credit or if their credit is finished and they need to go top up. Come on, G, just finished work. I'm on News Daily today as well on AFTV. News Daily, you know, when I'm on it, it's barely any news. It's just me getting onto what the club are doing and the Cronkies and whatnot. But it should be fun because over on AFTV, you still get a lot of fans that, you know, blindfold on and positivity and stop online abuse and all that. Big up Damien. Hope you're good, my guy. France are out, so I'm leaning towards the English. I think the winner of Belgium-Italy would be the favourites, but I don't think that's anything England need to be scared of. I feel like England have a very, very, very good chance. after Belgium, Italy, I'd say it is England, you know, and that pretty much says it as it is. You look at Ukraine, Czech Republic, and Denmark on that side of the tree for England. They should be in the final. It should be a formality. We'll see if they get it done. Ben, hope you're good, my guy. I'm all well, man. I'm all well. Just out here doing Rumour roundup, trying to get the channel, you know, back consistently running again. My bro, I would try and say your name, but I'm gonna say Ayat. I remember you from before, so Ayat. Hope you're all right with that. Or Ayath, because there's a H there. Ayath. Love you, Turkish. This negativity can't be healthy, my man. End of the day, you will never 100% understand what's going on because none of us fans are privy to the info in Arsenal meetings. Let shit be. I don't know, man. Because letting shit be, surely it creates a stench, you know. I get what you're saying, and trust me, like I said in another video, every other part of my life right now, I'm happy with. Over the moon, even. If you ask me to talk about any other part of my life, I'd be happy with that. But this is a football channel, it's an Arsenal channel, and around Arsenal, it is negative. Essentially, what you're asking me to do is, let's say I'm part of AFTV now, yeah? Let's say Robbie just decides to start shitting on the floor every single day, yeah? Just shitting on the floor every single day. You're asking me to just let's just leave it. Just leave it. Because you don't want negativity to take over. But I'm someone that can balance my thoughts and opinions without letting it take over my life. I'm not someone that dwells on the nonsense Arsenal do. But you do get people like that you know, Arsenal can bring them down to a point where they're so angry that their life has had an impact. But you can't tell me to let shit be because, you know, leaving shit there for 10 years, it's going to stink. I could go do a video down there. It's going to stink down there as well. I could go to another room probably. It'll probably stink there. It will stink everywhere. So I'm just, you know, speaking for what I believe is the true problems. Everything stinks. Man said not Robbie. I just used him as an example, man. What can I do? Obviously, he owns the channel, innit? So if it's not the owner shitting on the fucking floor, then there's problems. There, man, laughing. But you do get what I'm saying, though. Like, I can't let shit be because you are right. I don't know what's going on. But over years, for example, 5 years ago, you could have told me, Turkish, you don't know what's going on. Just let shit be. But what I thought was going on 5 years ago, over the last 5 years, I can show you examples why what I thought was true. So in fact, when do we learn from that? When do we say, you know what, we can't continue just letting shit be? We need to clear the shit out, you know, get rid of it. So yeah. Man said, wow, I tuned in at an interesting time. I get what you're saying now. It's better to focus on things you can control, though. Love your content. Yes, but you're also asking me to, you know, let shit be and support the team, I guess. Now, I can't control that. I can't control what happens out on that pitch for 90 minutes. So equally, me talking about the problems at the club that I can't control, flip it on its head. If I was, let's say, a positive Arsenal fan, like Ty, for example, Ty can't control what happens on that pitch. So it's the same thing. We can't control what happens. So regardless of being negative, positive, real, blind, all of that, I feel like you've got to let people speak their mind, I'd say. You got to let people speak their mind. 600 people watching, 160 likes. Get the likes up, people, man. Close to 500 at least. Come on, people. Brett said the blind positivity is toxic. Turkish, have you talked about Renato Sanchez news? Apparently personal terms are agreed. Rolls, I'm glad you rolled your eyes there because you've been on the channel for a long time. So you already know what fucking personal terms agreed means. Fuck all. You know, personal terms agreed. If we had all the players that we've agreed personal terms with in the last 10 years, would be somewhere else. Would be somewhere else. I can't tell you whether it would be higher or lower, but would be somewhere else with a different squad. 100%. I don't believe any of these personal terms agreed. Especially when his club just won the French league. At the end of the day, you need to be close to agreeing a deal with the club before you can even agree personal terms. Otherwise, you're breaking essentially rules. You can't talk to a player without getting permission from the club. So personal terms agreed FC. Yeah, remember that one from last year. Turkish, you are the real truth. Arsenal, man. Come on. Sergio Ramos set to join PSG as well. Right, that's a big. PSG are going in, PSG are trying to win that Champions League. That's what I mean about, like, I want Arsenal to show me what you want. Don't tell me to be excited and tell me to be patient and tell me all of this nonsense. Show me. Now, I'm not saying we can go and do what PSG can do and, flex like they do, but you can see what they want. They want the Champions League, and Zlatan didn't work, and Mbappe and Neymar hasn't worked. So now they're, right back coming in. Ramos brings his experience in. Okay, Thiago Silva didn't work. They're really trying. Man United, they've been shit for 8 years as well, but they're trying. Sancho, Varane, maybe two. That's two massive buys. All I want this club, Arsenal, to do is try. Just fucking try. So if Charles Watts is right and no official bid's been made, but there has been contact, what the fuck? You're interested, you've had contact, but you haven't bid. Nonsense. That's why I don't believe none of these, man. What about Marcel Sabitzer? Sabitzer for 17 mil is not a bad buy. But at the same time, I wouldn't buy him to be a starter. Maybe rotation. But knowing this club would buy him as a starter. I just feel like we need something a bit more interesting than Sabitzer in the middle. Sabitzer, he's done all right. He's done his thing for RB Leipzig. Year left, 17 million euro rumored price tag. If you're going for depth, yes. But right now, I need to be thinking about the starters, and seeing Sabitzer next to Partey is not going to fill me with any hope for next season. Dean Jones told Arsenal will bid for each and every title player to join, from Sterling to Locatelli, guys. They don't know who wants to join them. I wouldn't believe anything from certain channels, man. Certain Twitter accounts and certain channels and all that, they live off of clickbait. They live off of playing with Arsenal fans, especially Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans are the most played with. United fans are next in line. Tottenham fans are there too. We're the most played with fan base because we're the most starved. Tottenham live in starvation. They ain't got no history. So of course, as fans of a club that are meant to be big six without the history, of course they're going to be clicking left, right, and center. Man United 8 years starved. Arsenal 16, 17 years starved. Like, we can be played with. It's sad to say, but that is the truth. Victor, Arsenal, please spend money. Locatelli and Camavinga would be a good window. Locatelli and Camavinga in the middle would be a great window for the middle of the park. I wouldn't say it's a great window overall, but good window. Okay, Camavinga in. That would be very good, especially for the middle. And then you got Locanga there as well. Young one maybe coming through. I say young one, but Camavinga is younger than Locanga. I really don't see the Camavinga deal, especially going for Locanga. I'm not saying they're the same type of player, but you look at the ages and you look at the priorities and you look at some of the other midfielders we've been linked with, Locatelli, Neves, and so on. I think there's a certain profile. PSG copying Juve with the free signings. Fans want Basuma more than Arteta. Oh, yeah, we do. Will we win the league within 5 years? No. And that hurts for me to say, but it's a very simple answer. 5 years, no chance in hell. No chance. Seriously. I don't know if there's old school WWF fans here, but I remember Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon's music, no chance in hell. That question deserved that intro music to play, because there is no chance we have the Premier League in us in the next 5 years. What's that? Sorry, some more news came up, but it's got nothing to do with Arsenal. Thoughts on Ben White? I've already gave my thoughts. I'm not too thrilled about it, but at the same time, I'm open to seeing what Arteta's going to do, whether he's an inverted right back, whether he's going to be a defensive midfielder, what happens with Saliba. I can't give my opinion on Ben White without taking into consideration all these external factors to Ben White too. Reason being because of some of the things Arsenal have done over the last years. Facts, Turkish media are playing the fans. To be fair, Turkish, at least with the high-profile targets we are linked to, even if we don't get them, at least we are looking to spend this summer with ambition. Well, we've been linked to players in the past. Now, if we're being linked to Locatelli and we don't get him, Arsenal will then not get anyone. And all of these rumors that we was linked to Tom, Dick, and Harry for this price, at this price, at this price, it won't make sense. So we can't get an idea of how much we have just because of these links, because how many of these links are even true? Like I said, with the Locatelli one, you've got Fabrizio Romano on one hand saying, well, the CEO saying there's a bid. Yeah, so Fabrizio Romano didn't even say nothing. He said the CEO said there's a bid. Then you got Chris Wheatley saying Juve agreed to personal terms. Then you got Charles Watt saying Arsenal are interested, but we haven't. Like, it's differing perspectives that we can't really bear too much mind into. We can't. Thoughts on the tab? I haven't seen it. I've read. I saw. Was he kissing dogs or something like that? I saw a picture or a still image. Was that him kissing dogs? What's this? What's this Tavares dog video? What's he doing? Is that the image you're talking about? Yeah. Listen, I ain't into all of that stuff. Don't ask me about dog videos and what's going on there. I'm not on all of that. I'm really not on all of that. If I say the wrong thing, because you got dog lovers out there that love when the dogs lick their face and all that. Not me. Please leave me out of that stuff. Turkish, are you mad? Arteta said Champions League in 3 years. He says CL in 3 years. You might be in Conference League, my guy. What? He was opening his mouth. I don't like reading them things. It's disgusting. Don't do that, Taylor. That's too graphic. Bro. Bro. How can I delete your comment without timing you out? I don't like that. Man said open mouth and I saw licking. I thought, nah, I can't read this. I actually feel sick. Got any Red Bull left? I actually feel sick. Let me try to take my mind off this. I know I shouldn't have read it, but I thought he had my back, man. And said, them boy nasty. What? Was it just me? So read that. Read what Taylor said to yourself. Man said open. What's going on? Let's talk about something else. Xhaka, man. What a performance against France. Maybe we should keep him. Let me take my mind off something, man. I think the video's done there, I was going to stretch it to an hour, but I need to go and have some water and just chill out. I actually need to have some water and chill out. How's the family doing? They're all well. Yeah, there's too much, man. There's too much going on in the chat right now. The video's even worse. Don't watch it, says Joshua. You think I'm watching it after I could barely read what Taylor just said? My guy, I ain't watching no video, man. Manush, don't do it. Man just said, I watched the video and he's disgusted right now. Head gone. I'm telling you. Man said that's worse than Robbie shitting. Imagine. Man said, who's got the link? Don't put the link in here, people. Please, man. Listen. My mind's actually gone. All us Arsenal fans know what needs to be done to make us competitive again. Why doesn't the board? the board don't know what needs to be done because the board are not football people, you know, and the people they hire are also not experienced enough for us to believe in, like Edu and Arteta. At least if you're not a football person, hire someone that cares about football enough. Fuck's sake. I'm off to work, says Cam. Enjoy the rest of your day, my guy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Man said you're like a Jamaican, no dog kissing. I'm not on that. Why you guys always sign the weirdest dudes? Robin, I don't know, man. I don't know. On the flip side, no winger will want to come near him. Might even be playing. I want Tierney to be fit all season. That's what I want. Daniel says, Arsenal got Turkish pissed. I know how it feels, man. Just limit expectations to avoid disappointment. And I think that's a great way to end the show. I did say Big Six was back on Monday, but I think it'll be Monday earlier on in the day, like an afternoon show. So obviously, if you're into that and you watch that, then come over and watch that on Monday. Like I said, the STARZ League videos in the description below. My team playing every week, Rich 3-2, Western, and Professor Green already done. Highlights up. NSG to come this Monday. Big Nasty after that, and a few more down the line. Make sure you guys support there. Go leave a comment and all that. And love for the love as always. Until the next time, I am out. Love and peace, people. Take care.